أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله حق حمده والصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي وأفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد اللهم صل صلاة كاملة وسلم سلاما تاما على سيدنا محمد الذي تنحل به العقد وتنفرج به الكرب وتقضى به الحوائج وتنال به الرغائب وحسن الخواتم ويستسقى الغمام بوجهه الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه في كل لمحة ونفس بعدد كل معلوم لك اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى اللهم إنا نسألك موجبات رحمتك اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وقلبا خاشعا ولسانا ذاكرا وشاكرا وتوبة نصوحا اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشع ودعاء لا يسمع وعمل لا يرفع ونفس لا تشبع رب زدني علما وفهما والحقنا بالصالحين لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My respected brothers and very respected sisters and everybody watching us at home, Jazakumullah khair jaza for joining us this evening at Coburg Islamic Center, another Friday Night Live, inshallah, where we go through some basic nasiha for people to take. Tonight, because it's Rajab, because we're supposed to say Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa balighna Ramadan constantly. The hadith that I was looking for just came up. It's a hadith Qudsi. It's a little bit harsh to some people. It's a wake-up call. But I think we need, especially a kickstart, those who are in state of ghafla in this month in particular. It'll start us, inshallah, get us going. So without further ado, because it's a long hadith Qudsi, if you're taking notes, you'll benefit most, inshallah ta'ala. A hadith Qudsi, by the way, it's a hadith of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where the inspiration, the ilham, revelation came to his heart, but expressed with his own words. It is not ayah, غَيْرِ matlu, it is called. It is not ayah, you cannot be recited in salat. You cannot make tilawat of it, so to speak. But it is a hadith nonetheless, and also all the other usul al-hadith criteria is applied to every hadith Qudsi. This hadith Qudsi, inshallah ta'ala, let's go through. قال النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم يقول الله تعالى, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying the following. Ya ibn Adam, O son of Adam. This is Arabic language. When we say Ya ibn Adam, O son of Adam, it means all the daughters of Adam also. Huh? It is not just Adam. Not only the children of Adam in the sense, we use it in children of Adam, but Ya ibn Adam means son of Adam. It's daughters of Adam, children of Adam. Now then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts. إِلَى مَتَى تَطْلُبُ التَّوْبَةَ وَتُسَوِّفُ الْأَوْقَاتِ. It's a very rhetorical question, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying something very serious to us. It's only a question. A question is usually asked for somebody just to think, concentrate on the topic. Where are you going? Are you hungry? Just on your stomach first, am I hungry? Or are you tired? Are you tired? The question is to bring your attention, focus point to something. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks a question. He says, until what time, O son of Adam? Until when are you going to keep on desiring, wanting, wishing to make tawbah? Wishing to make tawbah. Everybody wants to make tawbah. Yes? Nobody says, I don't want to make a tawbah. Until when are you going to put this off? How long are you going to procrastinate? How long are you going to delay this process? إِلَى مَتَى, until when? تَطْلُبُ التَّوْبَةَ, you keep on making talab of tawbah. وَتُسَوِّفُ الْأَوْقَاتِ, you make tasweef of awqat. When are you going to put it off? For example, a person wants to go to Hajj. If you go to a person, you want to go to Hajj? Yes. You want to go to Hajj this year? I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. Shaitan alayhi la'na will never make you say, don't go to Hajj. Shaitan will say to you, next year, when you're a bit more free. This is called tasweef, putting it off. When it becomes fard upon you, when you have the means, the health, the responsibility all taken care of, man istata'a ilayhi sabila, when you have the ability, it becomes immediately fard upon you to do it. Fawri, according to Ahnaf. It must be done immediately. You cannot delay it. If it became fard on you, you fulfill all the conditions. For some reason you became sick, you put in the prison, or something happened, you broke your legs, or car accident, hospitalized, that fard still sits on your shoulders. After you die, or even your lifetime, you cannot go during your lifetime. After you die, the money must be taken from your assets, and somebody has to go and do Hajj Badal. On your behalf, somebody has to go and perform this Hajj. But this is not a fiqh topic. We're not talking about this. When you ask somebody, when are you going to Hajj? He says, yeah, inshallah, I'm going to go. That's something that we see all the time. How about Salat? The guy says, I'm a Muslim, alhamdulillah, I love Islam, I love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I attend to every single burda. Yes? I love songs and nasheeds about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I love to listen about his story. Yes? How about your salat? Have you established your daily salat? I'm not a good Muslim, inshallah one day. This is called tasweef. Principle in Islam is, when you have something khair, if there is something khair to be done, something good to be done, it is not permissible to delay it. It is not permissible to delay it immediately. Every waqt has an adab, a requirement. And the waqt of Asr is to pray Asr first. Maghrib first, before anything else. But mom says this, I have to do this first. If you still have time, listen to your mom, no problem. But wife says, oh, come on, let's watch telly together. There is another 2 hours for Isha, 1.5 hours for Isha. No. And some of your friends say, let's go out first. Salat? Okay, I'll pray when I get back. You'll never pray. لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. There's a rule, again, in our fiqh. There is no obedience to the created beings, creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when there is disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they're asking you to do something haram, or they are preventing you from doing something halal that is compulsory fard, then you cannot listen. But with respect, you need to show your position. Many people, because this is the cheapest trick of shaitan alayhi lana, tactic of shaitan alayhi lana, they will always put off everything that is khair. Good deeds are always put off. Do it later, do it later. Some people will say, oh, I'll make tawbah inshallah when I'm 40. 40 will pass, like people are trying to quit smoking. Or as soon as I get married, I promise I will not smoke. But the same person used to smoke 1 packet, now he's smoking the double. Or as soon as my children get married, inshallah, I'm going to make tawbah, I'm going to go to Hajj, I'm going to grow a beard, and I'm going to have tasbih, and I'm going to live in the masjid. These are examples of tasweef, putting it off. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us, halakal musaffifun. Those people who deliberately, wantingly, out of ghafla, drifting purposefully, just let go purposefully without realizing the importance of this particular life and the purpose of it. Halaka al-musaffifun, they shall be destroyed. Halaka, tahluka, halaka, they're destroyed. Who? The people who are musaffifun, who make tasweef as a normal practice of their life. Teenagers are the best in this. When the parents ask them to do something, yeah, mom, I'm going to do it. When? When? Especially after the invention of these hell phones, not the cell phone, hell phones, they've got so much, they're so busy, they don't have time for their abawain, no time for their parents. That's we see in practice. But for a grown-up Muslim to put off his khair and hasanat, to put off his tawbah, is also part of the nafsul ammara. Nafsul ammara constantly, with shaitan alayhi lana, will push you to not to do things in khair. I see this all the time. I had a teacher. When I was young, at Debney Park High School, I'm doing VCE Year 12 Turkish. The man, amazing. He loves Allah. He loves Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Both husband and wife teachers. And she is not hijabi. They don't pray. No fasting. I think they do fast. Let me take it back. Oh, I ask, why aren't you praying? Oh, I don't know. Inshallah one day. Inshallah one day. According to our fiqh, maybe they are off the hook for the time being until they breathe their last. But they are playing Russian roulette with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly asks you to do this. Not much, just to do this, to do this, to do this. And you constantly saying, I love you Allah, but I'm not going to do it. I love you Rabbil Alameen, I'm not going to do it. What would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say to you? Forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your own child, own son or daughter, who's intelligent enough to understand what you're saying, you ask them to do something. You have guests in the house and they want coffee. And you ask your daughter or son, please bring some coffee for our guests. Says, yes, Baba, no problem. He never comes back. How would you feel? You'll be embarrassed in front of people. Second time, you ask your son or daughter, they do the same. Yeah, I should be doing it, but inshallah, mashallah, subhanallah, but where's the coffee? Third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, every day, every time. What kind of a son are you? What kind of respect that you have to your parents? That does not gel with us. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this tasweef, this delaying, this putting it off is one of the cheapest tricks of shaitan alayhi. He will come to you first. He will try to stop you from doing the fara'id first. If you are weak in Iman, he said, don't pray, don't worry about it. Who's Allah? Forget about it. If you cannot achieve anything, you say, no, I'm a Muslim. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. I have to pray. I have to pray. If he cannot achieve that first option, he'll come to the second option. He will say to you, why don't you do it when you get home? Your clothes are not clean. You remember the toilet? It was not very clean. There could be some najis, micro, droplets. And, it's not good. You go home and do it. If you are not conned with this particular trick of his, you'll do your salat. Because you need to know your fiqh. Under what circumstances where you have to change, and what is the amount of permissible najasa available on your clothing, urine or feces, or whatever it is. You need to understand. If you knew it and says, no, I'm not going to do it. Because as soon as he's trying to buy time. When you get home, he's going to put more other options in front of you. You'll be so busy and you forget about salat. He's hoping. That doesn't happen. Then what happens? I'm going to do my salat. I don't care. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. He runs away, comes back again. Oh, you make wudu. And now Allahu Akbar. Now he comes up with 3,000 different waswasa in your head. What are you going to wear for Saturday night's function? I wonder what the mum is cooking for tonight. I wonder what this... You're in salat, where's khushu'? He will try, and on top of it, he will say to you, listen, if you're watching soccer match or something, salat is passing, they don't care about your salat waqt. Yeah? Subhanallah. Quick. Hurry up, you're going to end up catch the end of the show. Quick, hurry up. So he'll make you pray salat that you're supposed to do nicely with khushu'. He will make you do it like a chicken pecking feed. Quick. Allah. I ask my sometimes children when they were young, Baba, I prayed. How, man? I just prayed, still making wudu. And you were making wudu just before me. How did you finish in less than 30 seconds? He said, I can. That's not salat. As children, maybe yes. But as adults, this is a tasweef, trick of shaitan alayhi la'na. He's trying to stop you from doing khair properly. Oh, you did not listen to it. You say to shaitan, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do my salat properly. Allahu Akbar. One of the other things that Muslims are supposed to do if you're next to the mosque, in particular, you have to pray in the masjid. It is 27 times better than praying on your own, correct? In jama'ah. And you're supposed to go to jama'ah. He says, because you pray so good, so khushu', and the people in there is so quick, Imam is so quick, subhanallah, Allah. What kind of salat is this? Shaitan will come to you. If you knew the conditions of being an Imam, and what is the ruling of fast praying, yes, short surahs, he will never argue. But he hasn't got a beard. He doesn't understand. He must be a Wahhabi. I heard this. He says, can we pray behind a Wahhabi? Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Our fuqaha say, as long as the Imam is following the fiqh rules of Salat, is a Muslim, you can pray behind him. This is our aqidah. So, shaitan will come to you and says, you see, these people don't understand you. You go home, don't come to the masjid. You go home and really pray your salat with khushu', with tears. Take your time. Because he wants to stop you having from 27 times hasan. The swift trick of shaitan is very predictable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this planning tricks of shaitan, and he says, it is so predictable, it is like Baiti Ankabut. It's so flimsy. If you just rise and look at shaitan alayhi la'na, you can see his tricks. His tricks. Very easy. Subhanallah. Coming back to our tawbah, tawbah is a dynamic fard that must be done on regular basis. We understand the concept of servicing our car, our ducted heatings, cleaning our house, maintaining our garden on certain intervals. Tawbah is no different. Our iman becomes weaker when we are subjected to the environment, especially this environment. We need to come back to our senses. Tawbah is the one that brings us back on the road again. It's recalibration, restart, reinitialize. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives this opportunity every day, every morning. Every morning, a Muslim is supposed to make tawbah. But this is the regular tawbah. But the tawbah that we're supposed to make, repent from our past and start new, is a different process that we must follow. Many people think that making tawbah is just by tongue alone. They think that as long as they say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah 1,000 times, that's finished. That's not tawbah. Imam Ali karramallahu wajha wa radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he entered in a mosque in Kufa, and somebody was saying, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah is making tawbah. To us, he's making tawbah. Ali karramallahu wajha says, comes and taps on his shoulder. He says, my brother, this is not tawbah. Tawbah with the tongue alone is not tawbah. Tawbah is 180 degrees turn from your wrong towards the right, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with all your being. Spiritually, with your heart, with your intentions, with everything that you have, you need to make tawbah in such manner that you come back. Just to say that I have made tawbah last night, but let's do it again tonight, something else or some haram, that's not tawbah. You need to leave the path of wrong and come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you're not wearing hijab, you have to wear hijab. If you're not praying, you need to pray. If you're not fasting, you need to fast. That's how you remedy it. Oh, I love fasting, I love Islam and everything else, and yet, you don't fast, you don't pray. What kind of tawbah is this? To the extent that when people see you outside, they say, this person, mashallah, made tawbah. When we see a convert, a revert sister, what do we say? From an old lifestyle to a new lifestyle. Completely say, subhanallah, she must be a Muslim. He must be a Muslim. That kind of conversion, that kind of tawbah that we're talking about. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us a question, إِلَى مَتَى تَطْلُبُ التَّوْبَةَ وَتُسَوِّفُ الْأَوْقَاتِ. How long are you going to say that you want to make tawbah and yet you continue to delay it? This is the first question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. People are funny. Our Shaykh Rahmatullah alayhi says, we were sitting on the tram and my wife is sitting next to me. One lady walked in. She's not wearing hijab and she's not wearing very decent. And yet as she was stepping up, she says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And she looked at my wife and says, MashaAllah, she's so covered and so beautiful. My wife said, his wife said, why aren't you covered? Aren't you a Muslim? She says, yeah, but what excuse do you have? You're 47, 45 years old. I mean, you're not a young girl anymore. That, you're so worried about every single pimple on your face. Yeah? You're already, when? But I love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We went to Izmir, one particular city. I took some of the boys with me, my nephews, to a coffee shop. Actually, it was Star something, the one that everybody knows. Yeah? Then we're drinking coffee, they're having hot chocolate. Then all of a sudden, there's one particular woman sitting behind me. My son, the younger ones, only 14, 13, they said, Baba, yes, is that woman Muslim? I said, what do you mean Muslim? This is Turkey, everybody's supposed to be Muslim. She's got a beautiful amulet here, huge. Around the neck, it says Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But she's so, subhanallah, so almost indecent that he said, I could not look. How does this work? I'm on a diet. On a very strict diet, bro. And I'm thin. Give me this burger, give me this one, give me this one, give me this one, and give me that one too. And give me a Diet Coke at the end. What? To make you feel good? To wear Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam name on you? And you walk into the bathroom and toilet like this? And that's your decor? It's an artifact for you? Muslims of today are funny. We need to. Therefore, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِلَى مَتَى, until when you're going to delay this particular tawbah? When? If you're a Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us in Hadith Qudsi, don't delay, don't be silly, make tawbah, don't delay it. That's the question, that's the statement, but he's asking in a question format. عَجِّلُوا بِالتَّوْبَةِ قَبْلَ الْمَوْتِ, says Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Almost every mosque in Turkey, when you go to pray Salatul Janazah, there is a particular section outside the masjid, not inside the masjid, where they put they call Musalla rock, where they put the Janazah, right behind, in the Ottoman old style, in the old mosques, not the new ones. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ, every soul shall taste death. And it says, عَجِّلُوا بِالتَّوْبَةِ قَبْلَ الْمَوْتِ, hasten to your tawbah before what? Maut. Before death comes to you. Correct? عَجِّلُوا. This is, and nobody has a guarantee that you will live a ripe old age of 85, 90. I was at a janazah the other day. Two guys are talking to each other. Instead of take a lesson from this particular process, his good mates, old mates, they say, oh, he had good innings, eh? What do you mean good innings, man? He's dead, he's 85, he's gone, he's finished. In other words, he lived good. That's not, you don't know in this life, when is your turn going to be? You expect the grandfather to die and the grandchild dies. You expect the sick person who's been in bed for 15 years to die, the caretaker, the nurse dies. The doctor who used to treat my grandfather, Allah yarhamu, he was only 45 and my grandfather was about almost 80. He's been treating him for so many years, he died first. There is no number, there is no, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides, it's going to happen. But the young people think that death is so far away from me, therefore I don't have to make tawbah. Tasweef in terms of making tawbah. This is from Shaitan alayhi la'na. We are in the month of tawbah. Rajab al-Murajjab. Rajab shahrullah, says Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Month of Rajab is the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every month is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's month. But in this month in particular, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives so much. Anybody puts their hands up and to make tawbah, sincere tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives. Coming back to Hadith Qudsi. Second statement. وَتَرْغَبُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ وَتَتْرُكُ الْعَمَلِ. You say, you claim that you love akhirah, we come with eternal life. We inshallah in Jannah. I want to go to Jannah. I want this akhirah, this dunya is fani. This dunya is nothing. But the medium of exchange for akhirah, you don't prepare at all. You don't save up at all. What is the medium of exchange on the Day of Judgment? Amal. Amalan saliha. Good deeds. Your good actions. He who does not prepare for akhirah, for his qabr, and thereafter, says Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, is as fool as the person who tries to take up a sea journey, bon voyage, without a ship. You can't. You need to prepare for hereafter. What's the best way of preparing for hereafter? Is عملا صالحا. فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. This is the rule. On the Day of Judgment, all of us will stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and our good deeds and bad deeds will be weighed against each other. Even one extra will save your life. You'll end up in Jannah. Even one extra, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive you, you will end up in Jahannam and pay for your dues. This is not a joke. يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. On that day, your wealth, your children, your networks, your support system that you have, the family members that you have, will never avail you, will never help you, except that qalbun salim, pure heart that you bring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not a joke. Amalan saliha. We need to work on. And can I do your amal on your behalf? No. I need to do my own amal. Salat is my own amal. Fardu ayn we call it. What's fardu ayn? Individually compulsory. Nobody can do it for you. Can I pay somebody to do my salat? $50, man. You make good money. $250 a day. I'll give you $500. Okay, I do it. You do it, but you don't get the hasanat. The responsibility is not dropped from your shoulders. Amal is the key. Amalan saliha. وَتَرْغَبُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ وَتَتْرُكُ الْعَمَلِ, says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think that you want akhirah, you want this eternal life, and yet you don't prepare for it. There's no amal for it. In other words, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us, do your amal, do your good deeds, because eternity is not like dunya. Dunya is only 50, 60, 80 years, 100 years at best. And after that, once the fat lady sings, it's all over. No more. One breath extra will not be given to you. 1 minute further will not be given to you when the time of ajal comes to you. That appointed time. Not 1 second, 1 breath earlier. And everybody, as soon as they see the reality, because we don't believe in truly, because we take it on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's word, we call it faith. If we saw compelling evidence in front of our eyes, what would you do? When Malakul Maut appears before you, it says in the Quran, Rabbi irji'uni, oh Allah, please return me back. Why? So I can do good deeds now. So I understood now I'm going to do everything right. Too late. You were given a chance with faith, with iman. And you're supposed to do amalan salihah. Your entire life to gain the rida of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to enter into Jannah. As a Muslim, you say, firstly, what do? You want to make tawbah, but you delay your tawbah. Secondly, what do? You want akhirah, Jannah, and you don't do anything for it. These are called dream pipes. Yeah? Or pipe dreams is a better word. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst the salihin, inshallah ta'ala. If you're in year 12, and it's July, make it August, and you have not started studying at all, unless you're one of those lucky, very high IQ, smartest kids, which majority of us not, yes? What's the chance of you getting a good mark and getting into so-called medicine? I want to get into medicine. But you're 12, you don't attend the classes, you don't do any homework, you don't prepare anything. How in the world are you going to get into medicine? It's impossible. So we need to be realistic, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us to make tawbah. Then Hadith Qudsi continues. تقول قول العابدين وتعمل عمل المنافقين. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. So, oh son of Adam, you're beautiful with your words. You speak everything so nice. You quote hadith, you quote ayah. You are very good. MashaAllah, you speak like an alim, scholar. Yes? You speak like an abid, the hadith says. But your actions, وَتَعْمَلُ عَمَلَ الْمُنَافِقِينَ, your actions are exactly identical to the people who are munafiq, who are hypocrites. You have a duality. You have split personalities. A Muslim cannot be like that. One of the most beautiful hadith of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, قُل, say, آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ, I am a Muslim, ثُمَّ, yeah, after that, ثُمَّ اسْتَقِمْ, be straightforward like a ruler. What is this? And the smarter you are, the more you trick people with your words, politicians, with your words, with your pretense. حفظنا الله وإياكم. تقول قول العابدين وتعمل عمل المنافقين. That's why a mashayikh say or said in the past, النصيحة سهو. To give nasiha to somebody is very easy. وَالْمُشْكِلُ قَبُولَهَا. The most difficult thing about giving nasiha is to obey that nasiha yourself. One of the differences between us and the companions of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they took instruction for action. As soon as Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something, done. Khalas. Muslims of today, unfortunately, they hear the ayah, hadith, the talk, lecture, and they think 40 times over. 40 times over minimum. And even they agree with you that what you're saying is correct and it must be done. But when it comes to amal, when it comes to putting into practice, shaitan steps in, tasweef, put it off. Later. Yeah, Hajj is beautiful, man, but inshallah when I grow old. It's fard on you. Do you have any guarantee that you'll grow old? And one thing that I constantly hear from the people who come to Hajj, elderly people in particular, I wish I came to Hajj early. They can't enjoy anything. They can't do anything. And they also become a burden on the people who are in the group, for example. I'm not saying that elderly should not go to Hajj, but I'm saying that you, especially in Australia, in the land of honey and milk, you should go to Hajj as early as possible and fulfill that fard. With your own money, not with your dad's money. Yeah, with your own money. Your halal earning, you go to Hajj. When Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I'll give you an example of how companions reacted to the command of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I said, remember the difference between us and the companion is, instruction is for action. For us, instructions for discussion and thinking about it and delay. When the ayah, the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came, the final ayah in this regard, that is prohibition of alcohol. إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ, it's a filth from the doings of shaitan. اجْتَنِبُوا, keep away from alcohol. When the munadi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they went and announces ayah to the suburbs. Some of the Arabs were used to drink, alcoholics. He will have the glass in his mouth, he's about to drink, or half of it in his mouth, he'll just drop it. Just drop it. Because it's haram. That quick response to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Streets of Medina was amazing, stunk for months on end, because they used to have the oldest wines. They used to have big barrels. Their greatest sharaf was to have the oldest in their cellar, oldest wine. Yes? But there was not a single thing left afterwards. To the extent that Imam Ali karramallahu wajhah says, if this little finger was dipped into that najis, that alcohol, wallahi I would not hesitate to chop it. Not that in Islam there is a rule that if you touch alcohol that you need to chop your hand. There is no such thing. But just to show emphasize how companions used to take this particular order so strongly. This is our deen. But the Muslims of today, the person is drinking. Parents are, mashallah, went to Hajj, both of them. But the son is drinking. You go to him and says, don't do this. He knows it's haram. He doesn't stop. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ. If you drink and die in this state, you're going to go to Jahannam. When you drink, Iman just hovers above your head, says Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're in that haram. Don't do this. Have mercy on yourself, on your soul. He still does it. It became a habit. Because one of the basic attributes of Nafsul Ammara is to sin habitually. Turns into an autopilot without thinking. People just reach for their smokes. Why? Why? Do you need smoking? Your body needs smoke? No. It became a habit. You need to break this habit. Companions had the habit, and they had the worst habit. The ayah came in 3 different stages. Not in one go. 3 different stages. But when the last stage came, the last ayah came to prohibit alcohol, everybody complied. They didn't say, oh, I have a lifestyle, I have to do this and I can't help it. They did not come up with excuses. The guy says to his son, don't smoke. He's got a packet of cigarettes in his own pocket. Nasiha is easy to give, but for you to apply that nasiha onto yourself is the most difficult thing to do. We ask our children, yes, we ask our children not to lie. Lying is haram. This is nasiha. When somebody calls, there's somebody that you don't want to answer, the child answers. They say, can I speak to your father? They tell him, I'm not here. Baba, you asked me not to lie, but you're asking me to lie now? This is the funny situation of the Muslims. Now, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, تَقُولُ قَوْلَ الْعَابِدِينَ وَتَعْمَلُ عَمَلَ الْمُنَافِقِينَ. You say, MashaAllah, the words come out from your mouth is like the word of a devout worshipper, and yet your amal speaks otherwise. You do the talking, not walking. This is nifaq in amal, not nifaq in aqeedah. Nifaq in aqeedah will make you a kafir. Nifaq in amal puts you into danger. but you're still a Muslim. You're still a Muslim. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam defines a munafiq as a person who, when he speaks, what does he do? He lies. When he promises, he breaks. Anything else? When he trusts something with him, he betrays. And when he gets angry, in a different version of the same hadith, when he becomes angry, something wrong done to him, he becomes foul. Language and everything else. 4 things. A munafiq, in amal. In the olden days, the golden days, when Islam was Islam and Muslims were Muslims, true Muslims, a person's word was his sanad. What do you mean? I'll give you an example. Our Shaykh used to tell us this story. He says in Istanbul, somebody came to the shop. He says, Hajj Ahmed, I am in need of some money. I have some debts I need to pay. Can I borrow some money? He says, why are you asking me? He says, the cashier is over there. Big box. Open and take whatever you need. Yeah? Wow. This is completely foreign to our thinking today. Then the person goes and takes the money and goes. After 2-3 months, he comes back. He says, Hajj Ahmed, I brought the money back. Where shall I put it? And then shall I give you? He says, why are you asking me? He said, put it in the same place where you took it. When somebody says, do this to me, yeah. For example, they order some products. They used to say, the guy is ordering 2 tons of something that you produce. He says, I'll pay you when I see you. That was good enough because his word was his sanad, his guarantee. A Muslim's word was his guarantee. But a munafiq, what does a munafiq do? When he promises, when he says something, he betrays. He never speaks the truth. When you trust something with him, what does he do? He betrays. That's nifaq. Tell me about the Muslims of today. Tell me, even if you have one of these, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, you have a trait of a munafiq within you. Hafidhullah wa iyyakum. Iman will never, your iman will never be kamil until you speak the truth. Until you get rid of these nifaq attributes. Why the Muslims have changed to this state? Because we have left the state of Islam and Iman proper. We entered into a state of nifaq. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that you speak like an abid, but your amal, your deeds are like the deeds of a munafiq. This is hypocrisy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be truthful, inshallah, at all times. They used to say, our elders used to say, A'inasi ishtir kishinin lafa bakılmaz. Beautiful words. It says, the mirror of you is your good words. In other words, in English, if we put it directly, actions speak louder than words. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. You do jack. You never did anything in your life in the first place. I'm going to go to Hajj, I'm going to do this. You will never do any of those things. The guy's in the bed, he's suffering from some terminal illness, he's selling to the next guy, I'm going to do this when I become better, I'm going to go to Hajj, I'm going to do this. Excuse me, you had a healthy life for 70 years. You never did any of the amal. Now all of a sudden when you understand you're going to die, the doctor says you've got 2 weeks to live, you want to go to Hajj. This is empty words. Actions speak louder than words. تقول قول العابدين وتعمل عمل المنافقين. Your words are the words of a good Muslim, and yet your actions are the actions of a munafiq. Hadith Qudsi continues. In u'atita lam taqna'. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us, everything belongs to Him. Remember, everything, we don't own anything. Wallahi, every single dharra, every single atom in our bodies, every single thing that we own in our lives, it's all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in u'atita lam taqna'. When it is given to you, ni'mah, you are never content. Never content. For 80 years you had a good life. 81st year Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you sick. Oh, I'm sick. Look at me, I am sick. Who are you complaining? To whom? You're complaining Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave you the sickness to His creation? What kind of adab is this? وَإِنْ أُبْلِيتَ لَمْ تَصْبِرْ. When I give you some bala, some tests and tribulations, you don't make sabr, you begin to complain. So when I give you some ni'mah, you're not happy. When I give you some bala, you're not happy. When are you going to be happy in any case? Our Shaykh used to say, our deen is 50-50 principle. 50% sabr, 50% shukr. When bala hits your shores, troubles hit your shores, when the things are not going the way you want, so to speak, your job is to show sabr. When the good things are coming your way, immediately you need to put the other hat on, say shukr, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Constantly we complain. You go to every single age amongst the Muslims, I keep on giving elderly. You go to any Muslim, they'll complain. Old Muslims never used to complain. Alhamdulillah. Our Shaykh Rahmatullah Alayhi says, in his city, he went to visit. They said that there's a salihin, two, husband and wife, lives in that particular quarter. Subhanallah. Because he was given a reference by somebody who's good, he says, I want to visit them. They are in a marginal area. They went. They live in a shack. They don't have any furniture. Simple. But their faces radiant with nur. They were so humble. They said, oh, we don't deserve any visitors. You are the great the person. They says, please, please, we don't. But alhamdulillah, we've got everything. We've got everything. They says the qana'ah of that woman, elderly person. He says, subhanAllah, I felt so ashamed. He says, we come from Istanbul. We've got everything. We've got this house and this car and all the amenities we have. They don't have anything. And yet the heart is so rich. Al-qana'atu kanzun la yafna, says Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Qana'ah is as such that it can never exhaust it. Inexhaustible treasure. It is a treasure that you can never come to the bottom. When you have qana'ah, even simple things will make you happy. When you don't have qana'ah, even if you are a billionaire, you want more. You want more. You want more. You've got everything first class. You drink lion's milk or lioness's milk every day, you're not happy. Because money does not buy happiness. You cannot buy with money happiness. Impossible. You can have the best doctors in the world, you cannot buy your health. If your eyesight is gone, your eyesight is gone. You can have the best workers in your household, maids, or the workers, assistants, but you can never buy the love they have in their hearts. Only Allah gives. But we complain. My mother, she's old. My father, he's old. All my sisters, they are all such and such. Who are you? You're never happy with anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. Therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you more. More bala, because you complain. The moment that you stop complaining, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change. Our Shaykh used to tell us again one story. He says one particular Imam used to have children, but 10 minutes after the wife gives birth, the child dies. This is 5th, 6th, 7th child, and he's crying. He's crying, what's going to happen to me? I don't have any offsprings, I don't have anybody after me. He's crying, Imam. One alim was passing through that particular area and came to visit him, and he saw him crying. He said, hold on, there is something wrong with this picture. Who gave you the babies in the first place? Did you create them? No. Who gave it? Allah. Who took them away? Who made them die? Allah. What's your problem? Come to your senses. It says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives, Allah is the one who takes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him 20 children, and each one of them will become an alim, salih, good person, mashallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him another person 20 children, they all become zalimeen. Many of the ulama, their children were zalimeen, tyrants. They became kafir. They completely lost. What do you know what is khair for you? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. So, qana'ah, being happy with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you, makes you rich. The real richness is the richness of the heart, not money. Money is nothing. Money is only a facilitator. But if you have the disease of bukhul in your heart, stinginess in your heart, hasad in your heart, and greed in your heart, yes, hirs in your heart, as your nafsul ammara disease, no matter how much money you have, how much wealth you have, nothing will satiate you. That's why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in order to emphasize this point, he says, nothing will satisfy the son of Adam except this much soil chucked onto his grave when he dies. You can't take anything with you, not even an old sock, into your qabr. Nothing. And yet human beings think. They're so angry, so upset. I listen to people's problems every day. Everybody has a cause to complain. But the thing is, sunnatullah is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never test you from your strong point. Allah will test you from your weakest point. If your weakest point is sickness, Allah will give you more sickness. You're supposed to make sabr and shukr. If the problem is your, children, Allah will give problems on your children. Whatever your weak point is, not on your strongest point. My son is mashallah hafiz, and my daughter is hafiza, and they pray tahajjud every night, they fast every Monday and Thursdays. Don't worry, nothing will happen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not test you with your children. But will test you. I can't pay the bills, I can't do this. It's your other things. Whatever your weakness is. But qana'ah will make you rise above all these concerns and connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Hadith Qudsi continues. تأمر الناس بالخير ولا تفعله وتنهى عن الشر ولا تنهى عنه. He says you keep on commanding people to do khair, but you don't do yourself khair. And you keep on telling people, keep away from evil, but you don't keep away from evil yourself. What is one of the dynamic fard like tawbah? Al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy anil munkar. This is a command of the Quran, that when a Muslim sees something bad, something haram, he has to stop this with his words, with his hand, or with his heart. When somebody is making ghiba in your company of a brother, what do you have to do? Al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy anil munkar immediately kicks in. The first thing is that you come to the aid and help of the brother who's being bitten. And secondly, Secondly, you stop them. Says, don't say this, don't make riba. What's the third? Abandon, leave that place. Protest that particular gathering. Walk out. 3. Al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy an al-munkar. There are millions of it. The kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you are the best nation that is brought forth to humanity. Your unique feature is this. Al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy an al-munkar. There is an adab, procedure for al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy an al-munkar. You can't just go and hit the people on the head. There are categories. There are the procedures you need to follow. But this is a general statement. Usually, this is the method of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When somebody does something wrong, he will get up and make a general statement. And the people who are suffering from this particular ailment, they will go and correct themselves. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you guys, son of Adam, not everybody is doing the same. You are saying what is khair, but you're not doing khair yourself. You're commanding people to do khair, you're not doing yourself. And you are trying to stop people from doing haram, but you yourself do haram. I gave the cigarette example before. Alcohol example before. Therefore, a Muslim has to do khair himself before he opens up his mouth and stops others from doing it. He has to be a good example with his words and his actions. Actions speak louder than words. Da'wah bil hal is much stronger than da'wah bil qal. There are so many people on the internet, mashallah, they're very good speakers, but we don't know anything about their private lives. We don't know anything about their lives. Da'wah, inviting others to Islam, which is one of our functions as a Muslim, to the truth, to Tawheed, we need to show with our actions first. If there is no difference between Tawheed, his name is Tawheed, and his name, what do you call his friend, Jack, in behavior, they do exactly the same things. So, what Tawheed has to say? SubhanAllah, I worked in one particular office for 4 years. Every second or third day, a consultant will come and help the company. SubhanAllah, after 4 years, in one Christmas party, they invited me to come and join the party inside. I said, Na'udhu billah, I'm a Muslim, I can't drink. They said, just once, man. Astaghfirullah, what are you talking about? I said, I'm a Muslim. They said, Jack is Muslim too. I said, what? I'm seeing this guy for 4 years. I didn't know that he was a Muslim. Because they used to get together every Friday and drink together. They do all the haram stuff together. This is not Islam. We need to practice our deen. If you live, if you love salihin, good people, righteous people, if you really admire them, try to be like them. Imitate them. If you like the salihin, if you like the Anbiya alayhimus salam, if you like the Siddiqeen and Shuhada, if you like the ulama, one of the first signs of your tawbah being accepted is your heart will be like a compass going towards the company of the salihin. If your tawbah is true tawbah, you will go towards them. Otherwise, when you see the ulama, when you see the sulaha, when you see the good people, if you're just taking the other exit, that means there is still, this disease is still there. Your tawbah is no tawbah. If you say that you love the salihin go to the masjid. Pray 5 times a day. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says 2 things about munafiqeen. He says, praying Isha and praying Fajr is so difficult for them. At the masjid. Munafiqeen. So difficult. Because in their hearts, there is no love of Salihin. There is no love of righteous people. Because they are pretenders. They are liars. A Muslim, if you say you're living next door to the masjid and don't come to Salat, you prefer watching television, what kind of a salih person are? What kind of your claim that you love the ulama and the sulaha and good Muslims? That's rubbish. The Salihin are the people who are on the straight path. Ali karramallahu wajha wa radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. There's a beautiful story about him. But before that, I'm going to give you the story of Aisha Siddiqa radiyallahu ta'ala anha, our mother, al-Mu'mineen. They are fasting. Somebody comes, she gives, asks. Without even asking, whatever is in the house, in that day, she gives it to fuqara. She doesn't do it herself because she's at home. She sends the maid. Maid go. She goes and maid is also fasting. Right towards the end, there's nothing left. Just the dry dates, a couple of dry dates and some water. The maid's nafs is getting a bit unusual. He says, oh mother, why don't you leave some for us? We're also fasting. She's fasting and she's also fasting. Oh, he says, why don't you tell me? I would have left some for you also. Salihin and Sadiqeen do not think of themselves. They give. Righteous persons. If you want to be one of them, we tell the stories of these sulaha. All these good people, but when it comes to giving anything, our hands tremble. We can't give. And we love to talk about their stories. Ali karramallahu wajha. He was fasting with his family in Ramadan. Somebody came. In the ayah it says the faqir, miskin came. And asked, he says, I am faqir, please, I don't have anything to break my fast. He takes the whole lot, whatever they were eating, was supposed to eat, break the fast with, gives it to the faqir. The faqir goes. And no food to eat, they made the intention to fast the following day without food. The second day, who comes? In the ayah, yatim comes, an orphan comes. I don't have any food, please give me. Second day, he also gives us food. Third day, asir, a slave person, comes. Yes, prisoner of war, asir. He comes and asks, he also gives. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals the ayah. Look how a righteous person is supposed to be. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. In order to gain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's love and rida, they feed who? The poor, the destitute, the orphan, and the asir. Slaves. But these people, the sadiqeen, the one siddiqeen, the one righteous, they respond. Allah says in the Quran again, إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ. We only fed them purely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. We never expect a single thing in return from them because we did it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No reward from them, no any shukr from them, no thank you from them. 4 days ago, I spent 7 hours in counseling. The man is almost lost in his 50s. He keeps on saying to me, I did this to this, I did this to this, I did this to this, I did this to my child, my nephew, my niece. But they never, after 30 years of looking after, I bought them a house, they never even said thank you to me. Just do a comparison. Look what Imam Ali karramallahu wajh says. لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. We don't expect any reward or even thank you from them. Because why? إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله. We fed them, we did this goodness, khair to them, purely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. اللهم اجعلنا منهم يا رب العالمين. I can't say anything. Then the hadith continues. تأكل ما لا تفعل وتفعل ما لا تؤمر. O son of Adam, you keep on saying the things that you'll never do. And you keep on neglecting the things that you are commanded to do. SubhanAllah. As if the whole hadith is talking to me. Just right to the point, no frills. تأكل ما تفعل وتفعل ما تؤمر. You keep on saying to people, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Oh! And you keep on doing, on the other hand, the things that you're not commanded to do. تستوفي حقك ولا توفي حق غيرك. If somebody owes you something, you want every single penny from them. Your right, your money. But when it comes to giving to other people, you try to cheat them, you try to give them short. There was one man who used to make butter and sell this butter to the local shop, milk bar, so the customers can come and buy it. He's a supplier to the shop. He makes his butter in little bowls, yes, at home with his wife. They've got some milk, so they make butter. And whatever butter he brings, the guy sells. It's a kilo, it's a kilo, it's a kilo. One day, the shop owner had a waswasa in his heart. He says, I keep on saying there's a kilo. Oh, I just want to weigh this and see. He weighs it, 900 grams. It's 100 grams short. He weighs the other one, 900 grams short. The other one, it's 900 grams, it's 100 grams short. He says, he's been cheating me. I've been trusting him. What kind of Muslim is he? And the person that he's talking about, the husband and wife team, is good Muslims. When he comes next time with the bowls of butter, the guy says, I'm angry with you. Why? You're cheating me. Why am I cheating you? Subhanallah. He says, you're giving me 900 gram butter instead of 100. You're 100 grams short. He says, how can you do this to me? I trusted you for years. He says, I really apologize. I'm really sorry. He says, we don't have a scale at home. You know, in the old scales, you do need to put a kilo iron and to put the other comes. He says, I remember 2 years ago, I bought sugar from you, 1 kilo. And we use that as a kilo measurement. Says, we never use that sugar, we use that as a kilo measurement. Weighing. So when it comes to receiving your share, you want every single penny. But when it comes to giving other people their haqq, you try to cheat. In Islam, I'm going to tell you something that might even shock you. When husband is dead, wife is living, she's got some property, her property. When she dies, how is this property divided? I don't expect you to know. You go to a mufti and ask when the time comes. According to Sharia, and imagine that Mother has 2 daughters, nobody else. We think that the property will be divided into 50-50 to the children, 2 of them. According to Sharia, no. If she has, the mother, deceased, have male nephews, they also get a share from that inheritance. Male nephews. Subhanallah. I've seen this happening. 2 daughters, they hit the roof. Said, no way! We can't allow him to have it. And you say to him, this is what Quran says, this is what Islam says. All of a sudden, all that principle of Islam is gone out the window. Being a Muslim, righteous Muslim, is gone out the window. For what? You want to have more. When it comes to giving, you want to shortchange people. I've seen so many people, Muslims, they say, I don't have a single salat in qada. I've been praying since the age of 7. And I've never showed a single hair of my hair to non-mahram. But when it comes to division of inheritance, husband died, she does not want according to Islam. She wants according to a secular law. What happened to you? What happened to Islam? If she knew what she was doing, she left Islam. Haram. Unfortunately, this happens. تستوفي حقك ولا توفي حق غيرك. When it comes to your share, you want it full, but when it comes to giving the haqq of other people, you shortchange. ما من يوم جديد إلا والأرض تخاطبك فيه فتقول لك. Now, hadith continues. There is not a single day where the sun rises upon. This earth does not talk to you and address you. Not a single day, every day, in other words. What does the earth say now? Ya ibn Adam, O son of Adam, O daughter of Adam, يمشي على ظهري ومصيرك إلى بطني. For the time being you're walking on me, but a time shall come, you will be buried within me. وتضحك على ظهري وغدا يأكل الدود في بطني. At the moment I see you cracking a big laughter, laughing as if there is no end, and yet a time shall come upon you where the dude, not good dude, is a bad dude, worms will be eating you, maggots will be eating you. Oh, when we are put on makeup, when we wear our best, we're about to go to wedding, in front of the mirror, we admire ourselves. Oh, we pretend certain moves. Yeah, cool dude, they call it. You're not a cool dude. The dude is waiting for you, according to Hadith. That dude is not a cool dude. وَيُنَادِكَ الْقَبْرُ. And the qabr also addressing you, calling you, Ya ibn Adam, O son of Adam, أَنَا بَيْتُ الْمَسْأَلَةِ وَبَيْتُ الْوَحْشَةِ وَبَيْتُ الْوَحْدَةِ فَأَعْمِرْنِي وَلَا تُخَرِّبْنِي. O son of Adam, I am a box, yes. I am a house where the investigation will start, questioning will start. I am a house, a dar, a bait, where it's a home of loneliness. It is a being alone. And build your qabr, build me. Do not destroy me, says qabr to you every day. How do you build your qabr? You go to Faulkner Cemetery, there is one particular section, it is more money buried in that place than the janazas, the people are dead. You go to the Italian section, the Catholics, $60,000, $120,000 for a grave. No matter what they do, the reality is, it is the house of wahsha, house of loneliness. If you want to punish somebody in prison, extra punishment, what do they do? What? Solitary confinement. Because loneliness is a great punishment. That qabr is a place of loneliness. Place of questioning. Munkar and nakir will come to you. Man rabbuka wa ma dinuka wa man nabiyuka wa ma kitabuka wa ma dinuka. If you could not answer, you had it. Hafidhan Allah wa iyyakum. I scared you enough, I'm not going to scare you more. But Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in qabr, when you wake up, good Muslims, practicing Muslims, salih Muslim, when he wakes up in his qabr, he's going to answer the questions of Munkar and Nakir. He looks at, subhanallah, he says, who are you? I'm supposed to be alone in this qabr. Who are you? In a beautiful dress, preferably white. Somebody that whose face that you think that you know 100%. And if sometimes when you meet somebody, your heart immediately clicks with that person. He said, do I know you? He says, yes, I know you. We know each other. Who are you? He says, I am Surah Al-Mulk that you used to read every night before going to sleep. Because human beings, we want to see things in human form, so that we can feel comfortable. Can you imagine an alien standing next to you? No matter how good looking the alien is, you still get scared. But when you see a human being, you immediately relate to. He says, I am Surah Al-Mulk that you used to read before going to sleep every night. I am here to help you with the questions. There is another one. Who are you? I'm the fasting that you used to do in the hot days when you never told anybody. Tatawwa'an, nawafil salat. Nawafil, what do you call? Fasting. Who are you? I am the dhikr that you used to make. La ilaha illallah al-malik al-haqq al-mubin. These are all from the hadith of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are here to help you. And if you belong to a silsila, inshallah, your mashayikh, the arwah of your mashayikh will be there also to help you out. A Muslim has to i'mar, constantly construct his qabr in his life. With, how do you do it? With amalan salih, with ibadah. How do you make it kharab? When the Lebanese get upset, what do they say you? Kharab baytak. May Allah destroy your house. Maybe a good dua, if it depends on how you look at it. So if it'll make you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe. If you do everything that is opposite of what Allah commands you, every single second you're chipping away and destroying your qabr. So let me summarize and finish it off. I have mentioned about 11 points. 12 points, very quickly. In the Hadith Qudsi, first, we need to make tawbah quickly. Turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what the question was. Second, we should never delay this tawbah. Third, since we love and we claim to love Jannah and Akhirah, we want to be Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Jannah al-Firdaus al-A'la, yes, we need to do the required amal. Fourthly, the words and actions of ours has to be in sync. Our heart and our actions has to be the same. Like our Muslims who used to live before us. and should never look like or imitate munafiqeen. See, what hurts me most, Muslims, this is for the Muslims that of the yesteryear, where we are warned about not to look like munafiqeen. If you look at the Muslims around us, forget about munafiqeen. We actually look like kafireen. Hafidhan Allah wa iyyakum. Our children, we can't recognize them. Munafiq is a person who tries to pretend to practice Islam, but inside he's got some faults. But this guy is completely lost it. And the parents can't do anything about it. I met one couple, both very educated. They said, this guy here, they call him Guy, their son, only son. He's a kafir, he doesn't believe in Islam. Hafidhan Allah wa iyyakum. Number 5, we should do the words of Abideen, but also do the actions of Abideen. In other words, Amal and words must be also in sync. Number 6, we need to have qana'ah, contentment. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us, we have to count our blessings and make shukr. You can never compare yourself. You should never compare yourself with somebody who has more. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might have given you something, that other ni'mah, other blessing, that person is yearning for. And yet because he has some wealth, you think that he's better than you. Never. And when it comes to wealth, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives us the rule, when you see somebody, when your heart is going towards wealth, this dunya, look at people lesser than you. Don't look at the people higher than you. Because if you look at them, your heart will go towards them. But when you look at the poor and the destitute and the people who are suffering, your heart will come to his senses. Qana'ah. Number 7. It is good to enjoy what is good and khair. But before we open our mouth, we must practice that khair, that whatever you're asking people to practice, we must practice it ourselves. And it is good to stop people from doing that shar, but we must first stop that shar in our nafs first. Number 8, if you love the salihin, good people, we need to work with the good people. We need to love with people. The righteous people, we need to be in their company. Number 9, a person should never say anything that he does not practice. And should never belittle a Muslim for sinning also. A person should never persist on haram, something that is not commanded for you to do. Number 10, we should be fair and equal when it comes to receiving our haqq from other people and giving their haqq. Number 11, we heard that every day the earth, this planet is talking to us with its lisan al-hal that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for it, that you are walking on it, but you are coming, your destination is me first. And the qabr is also talking to you and say, listen, you might be laughing, forgetting about death, but your body, that beautiful body that you admire so much, is going to be eaten by the dudes. Who? The worms. Ibrahim ibn Adham, Qaddasallahu sirra al-Aziz, he was the king of Balkh. He was a king. But his heart was like the Muslims of today. He likes the salihin. He wants to be with the good people. But he can't give up his luxury life. One day, he heard some noises in the roof. He's sleeping in the middle of the night. He's the king. Before he says the guards, because the window's open, he loses his temper. He comes up and says, what's going on up there? beautiful voice, very calm voice. Oh, he says, don't worry, go back to sleep. I am looking for my camels. He said, what? You're looking for your camels on top of my roof? He says, you lost your mind. What would the camels do on the roof? And who are you? Come down right now. The guy says, oh, you think that I am stupid for looking for camels on top of the roof? You think that you're going to find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this, between these silk sheets, in this luxury? Where are you? Who are you? He's gone. He received 3-4 of these warnings. Eventually gives up. How much he gives up? He gives up his kingdom. He becomes a darwish. And eventually, I think I have already done my time. 4 minutes I've got. Eventually he goes to a particular zawiya. He wants to go through this training of crushing the nafs and purifying the nafs. But they did not take him. He says, let me work with you. Just to serve you. He says, okay. Your job is to wash our dirty clothes. There are maybe 400 or 500 students. Here's the laundryman. They didn't have washing machines and the coins and the beautiful perfumed stuff. So he has to wash. Where? Next to the river, over there. He was washing. One day, 7 years after, the Sheikh said to his main student, says, take that stick, sneak behind him, without him seeing while he's washing. He never complained for 7 years. Give him a whack on his feet and see what he says. The guy comes around, the student, whack into his feet. Can you imagine if it was me? What are you doing, man? What did I do to you? I defend myself and start screaming. And he did not say a thing. He just turned around slowly. He said, do you think that I'm going to remember my days of kingdom? My being a sultan, that I'm going to call the guards on you or something? He says, no. The student didn't say anything. He comes back to the Sheikh. He says, what did he say after you hit him? He said, do you think I'm going to remember the days of my kingdom, that I'm going to call the guards on you? Yeah? Beheaded or something. He said, no. You know what the Sheikh said? He still remembers. He still remembers his old days. The heart is not freed from this love of. There is a chance. After so many years, he became a great murshid himself, great sheikh himself, Ibrahim bin Adham. They stopped him on the road. He says, Ya Sheikh, please give nasiha to us. He's got a long, beautiful nasiha. One day maybe we should go through. But he says, one thing. I've taken only one. إذا اشتغل الناس بإعمارة القصور واشتغل أنت بعمارة القبور. He says, while the people are too busy building their palaces on the face of this earth, everybody's working for a palace. My home, my castle. Yes? You should work to build your qabr. Your qabr. I'mar al-qabr, remember, every day, what does the qabr say to you? You're laughing outside of me, but you're going to come. This is your home. Do not destroy your home. Build your home. That's what he's saying. While people are too busy trying to build their castles, you should work, be smart, and work for your akhirah through good deeds, with ikhlas and sincerity, with knowledge, with being in the company of the good people, salihin. You build with ibadah, build your what? Your qabr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to maximize our benefit from this particular hadith Qudsi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala include our names amongst the tawabin, amongst those people who make sincere tawbah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala include our names amongst the salihin. Never and ever include our names or our loved ones' names amongst the munafiqeen, or fajireen, or kafirin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to live as Muslims and die as Muslims. May Allah make our questioning in qabr easy for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have the heaviest scales with hasanat, inshaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our questioning easy on the day of judgment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to pass over Sirat in a lightning manner. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to enter into Jannah with Dukhul al-Awwaleen, with the first entrance into Jannah, with the companions, with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with Anbiya alayhi wasallam, inshallah ta'ala. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to become neighbors to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this month of Allah, in the month of Tawbah, in Rajab. We say with all of our humility, with all our sincerity, Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. Oh Allah, bless this month, this particular month, bless it for us, and bless the month of Sha'ban for us, and allow us to reach the month of Ramadan in safety and security, so that we also benefit from the barakah of Ramadan, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Subhan rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Al-Fatiha.